Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Tua Tagovailoa and what people aren't saying about the young quarterback. Tua has been one of the most criticized players all offseason for his mediocre play this past season as a rookie quarterback. We're going to dive into his rookie season and why the criticism that Tua is getting is a little unfair for this point in time. We're also going to look into the doubters of Tua and how many people have already given up on him and want to trade him away for Deshaun Watson or another quarterback this upcoming NFL draft. Before we hop into the content of the video, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and slap a like on the video if you guys do enjoy it. I'm going to be coming out with NFL content all year long, so be sure to subscribe and stick around. We're on that road to 300 subscribers. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video. Tua Tagovailoa is a 23-year-old kid who was born in Honolulu and raised and lived there his entire life until going to the University of Alabama, where he played with Coach Saban and the Crimson Tide. Tua attended the same school as Marcus Mariota did in Hawaii. He shattered multiple high school records in Hawaii and seen as one of the most prolific passers in the entire 2017 college class. Tua committed to Alabama as a 5-star recruit and the #1 quarterback in his class. Tua was thinking about going to USC, but when he asked his grandfather, who was a big role model in his life, what school I should go to, he told him, "You should go to the best of the best." And Tua, knowing about college football, knew Alabama was the top powerhouse in all of college. So that's where he decided to commit and further his football career. As a freshman, Tua didn't really play that much. He was sitting behind Jalen Hurts, who lost in the national championship game the year prior. So Tua started the year as a backup, and he only really got in when Alabama was killing teams or Hurts was not performing well. Nobody has seen somebody that young step into the biggest moment of their career and deliver like Tua did at that point. And he came back the next year and absolutely lit college football on fire, throwing for 43 touchdowns and almost 4,000 yards in his sophomore season. Prior to the SEC championship game, Tua hurt his ankle, and this would lead into one of the things he's most known for in his college career, which is his injury history. Alabama would lose to Clemson and Trevor Lawrence in the national championship game, and Tua would come back in 2019 and absolutely dominate college football once again. He was neck and neck with Joe Burrow for the Heisman Trophy, and Alabama was looking like they were going to make it to the national championship game once again and have a good shot to win it until...
Comes out throwing, on the run. Pressure from behind, and that's where Nick Saban is thinking, where's Mac Jones?
He's down, and Tua's down. His helmet came off. This is exactly what you did not want to see happen, and
this injury was career-defining for Tua. Many never expected Tua to ever be able to walk or run or even play the game the same ever again. And despite it all, Tua remained in high spirits, and he defied all odds and was able to play on a professional football field against the best athletes in the world just a year later. Many Tua supporters have raised the question, how do you give up on somebody who threw for 87 touchdowns to only 11 picks in college football and coming off of one of the most severe injuries we've ever seen from an athlete in only 9 games? Tua was far from great in his rookie season, but he wasn't bad either. He had ups and downs just like every single rookie, and I think the fact that Justin Herbert started off so well, it really overshadowed Tua and made people think that he wasn't good at all because of how good somebody else entered the league. Players and quarterbacks in general don't grow and develop and enter the league at the same NFL readiness. Herbert was a 4-year player at Oregon, and Tua was only a 3-year player at Alabama. That extra year of experience can go a long way when there's no OTAs or training camp due to coronavirus, and that's what Tua was dealing with, as all rookies were. Having an extra year or two under your belt as a college athlete like Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert had in their rookie seasons, that helps you because you're farther along in the development stage, because you've seen more looks in college football, you've been in more situations, and I think that helped Herbert and Burrow come into the NFL more NFL ready than Tua. Adding in the factor that Tua had to bounce back from a career-ending injury, it raises the question if Tua was even ready to play his first year. Many draft analysts on draft night believe that Tua's first year was going to be a redshirt year and he was just going to spend the year getting healthy and getting back to his normal self. The Dolphins did sit him out for the first 6 weeks of the season, but after the bye week, they inserted Tua in and he got a lot of valuable experience that will help him in this upcoming season. Tua had a 64 completion percentage, 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in 9 games. Comparing to a lot of different rookies, those stats are actually pretty decent considering all the aspects that he had to deal with this past season. Tua gets an offseason full of training and getting better as an NFL quarterback. He's adjusted in his environment and he's going to be able to be around his team, his coaches, and his facility more this season. I don't think there's a player that's going to benefit from this more than Tua. As I mentioned before, he really needed some time to develop and get ready for the NFL while also rehabbing and getting his body right for what the NFL requires for him. And I think that's what he's using this offseason for. We've already seen Tua get a lot stronger. His build is getting more compact, and it looks like he's going to be able to throw with more velocity and be able to be more confident as a quarterback this upcoming season. As impatient as NFL fans have gotten, Tua's name has been thrown around for the Deshaun Watson rumors, and also maybe the Dolphins will look to take a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick in the draft. With the information that we got today, it seems at this point it's very unlikely that Tua will be moving away from the Dolphins this season. Dolphins coach Brian Flores was asked about the speculation of the quarterback position, and he stated very clearly that he's excited for Tua in this upcoming season, and he admitted that he threw Tua into the fire last season and he made a lot of improvements throughout the year. To go back to my point earlier, this is what I was talking about when Tua needed to develop into a more NFL ready player. He had a lot of traits and skills. He hadn't seen a lot of looks that you're going to see in the NFL, and plus with the receivers that he had there, they always had a lot of separation, making Tua more comfortable with open throws. And this past year, he was a little hesitant to throw in tighter windows, and that's something that he's going to have to improve on and learn from, and I think he will. With this past year, he's kind of learned when he needs to take a risk and what is considered open in the NFL. That just takes time to learn, and I think playing in Alabama with all those great receivers was kind of a reason why he took a little bit to get adjusted to that. It was also mentioned in the press conference that Brian Flores and Tua had lunch yesterday. They've been continuing to build their relationship, and he's very confident in Tua. Earlier this offseason, the Dolphins made co-offensive coordinators with last year's tight end coach George Godsey and last year's running back coach Eric Studsville. Brian Flores said he made that decision to have both of them back for continuity, especially for Tua, and making him feel comfortable with year 2 in the offense. All these points made by Brian Flores points to the fact that Tua will be returning next year, and that the Dolphins are very excited for the development that they saw from Tua last year, and they're going to continue to build their relationship with him as a player and build around him this year in the draft and for the future in free agency. I think we're going to see a new Tua this year. I really do think he's going to get a lot better with the training he got this offseason. You got to think about it. He really wasn't able to train for an NFL athlete last season. He had to rehab from his major injury to be on time to play for the team that picked him top 5 overall. And I think the expectations for Tua were a little too high regarding everything that I just mentioned in the video. It's never easy coming off an injury like that, but also not being around your team as much and being able to practice because of the COVID restrictions, it really hurts you as a player. And there's already been so many videos and pictures of Tua working out with teammates and a lot of NFL players already this offseason. He's putting in the work, and that's what really matters most. He's striving to get better, and I think that these Watson rumors have actually made him more hungry and more desire to be great than he ever has been. Dolphins will most likely look to add a playmaker like Jamar Chase, a Jalen Waddle, or one of his best friends Devontae Smith into the draft, and that will help him out tremendously. The Dolphins had some wide receiver issues last year. They have more possession wide receivers, but that's not really the type of receivers that Tua is used to. He played with a lot of speedy and route running type receivers at Alabama with Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs, and he was throwing to Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki this past year as his best targets. Those guys are more known for their jump ball ability and able to box out defenders and catch contested balls. While that's great, and Tua needs to learn also how to be more aggressive with those types of throws, an offense can't function if they don't have any yards after catch players or players that can get some separation from their defender. Every quarterback needs that, and that's what the Dolphins are going to be adding in free agency and in the draft. So with this added weapon in year 2 of Tua, I expect him to make a big jump in year 2 and have a really good season next year for the Dolphins. The Dolphins are one of the most interesting teams this upcoming season. They won 10 games last year, and now they're going to have a boatload of picks and a lot more free agents coming into their team, and I think they're going to be even better next year, and I'd watch out for the Dolphins and maybe winning a playoff game or two. Tua is a super talented quarterback, and the Dolphins should by no means give up on him at any time soon. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and like the video if you guys did enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think of Tua and what you expect from him this upcoming season. And let me know if you guys think Tua can turn it around and have a big jump up from development from year 1 to year 2 this upcoming season. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.